Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be Harry Muppet, and we are going to be casting game number 2 of the fourth quarterfinal of the DreamHack Open Summer 2013 tournament. On the top left side of the map, it is going to be our Protoss player StarDust, part of the My Insanity clan, and down the bottom right side is going to be our blue Zerg player Hyun, part of the Quantic Gaming clan. And these guys have really butted heads in the previous game, man, just going at it like completely nuts people, and yeah, did an absolutely fantastic battle. But StarDust, very strong there. Hyun, he got out an army, he tried to do some stuff, but StarDust was really well in control. Got some awesome stuff done with some Zealots and Immortals, and the Sentry force fielding was just absolutely beyond superb. Especially right at the end, he got like a force field right on the ramp for the main base, and Hyun had a bunch of forces at his main base, but he couldn't get it out, and StarDust kept that force field blocking like 10-20 roaches for like, I don't know, 2-3 minutes straight or something like that, where he just absolutely wreaked havoc on all of Hyun's 3 expansions. He had 3 expansions actually, so yeah, really excellent play there by StarDust. And yeah, if he plays that well again, and if Hyun doesn't lift up his game, then StarDust will be going on to the semi-finals, and he will be going against Joe. I still don't know how to say his name, but he is the last remaining Swedish player in this tournament. He went on to beat who did he beat? He beat Life in the previous quarterfinal. And that was an epic series of games, but eventually Joe did win it, Joe, and yeah, he's actually the last non-South Korean player in this tournament so far, because it doesn't matter which one of these guys win, because they are both South Korean. So there are going to be 3 South Korean players in the grand final, no matter what, and 1 Swedish player, Joe or Joe, however you say that. And I am personally just I want to mix it up a little bit, and I am personally going to go for Joe to get into the grand final, because why not? I mean, it's just because of course the tournament is run in a town or a city in Sweden. He's got the home crowd advantage, and it really helped him through. He needed an ace match, but he did get through to it, and he did get into the semi-finals. So I say, why not keep going? Why not do some good stuff and get all the way into the finals? And yeah, that would be absolutely awesome as far as I'm concerned. But that is stepping a little bit ahead of the game. We've got to get through these series of games first. And yeah, we're going to see, first of all, if Hyun can fight back, can get his stuff together, and can do a beating on StarDust and knock him out of this huge amount of momentum that he's gained in one game. Because I'm going to say that he was extremely strong in that first game. He's got a lot of momentum on his side, and Hyun is really going to have to hit him hard to say, hey, I'm still in this game. I'm still doing some good stuff. I can still take you out. But what have we got going on so far? Not a whole lot. You've got the 3rd expansion coming out, the 5-minute mark. This is one of the earliest thirds I have ever seen from a Zerg player. But he's following the Protoss' plan from last game. The Protoss went for an extremely early third. His was like at a 8-minute mark or something, which is stupidly early for a Protoss player. Zerg's third, usually being 6:30 minutes, is probably about standard, but he's going for the 5-minute one, and that is just absolutely nuts. I think he actually got it just before the 5-minute mark went down. But this Zealot is going to see it, and he's going to say, alright, either I need to try and catch up on the economy really fast, or I need to hit him hard really early. And I don't think he can really catch up, because, I mean, if the Zerg player is going for massive amount of economy really fast, I mean, you can't catch up, really. I mean, because with 3 hatcheries, you can just build so many drones, it's not even funny. You'll have queens coming out the wazoo, spawn lava coming out the wazoo. You can't catch up to that. So I reckon the Protoss' chance is right now, get up a couple more gateways, do like a 5-gate off 2 Nexi. I have actually tried the 5-gate off the 2 Nexi build in a couple of ladder games. It works pretty damn well. So I'd really love to see the Protoss do that. He's actually going a little bit better. He's going for a 7 gate off to Nexai. I suppose he's got the macro, he's got the economy to make it work, and the Overlord's over there, so he's not going to have seen it yet. But that's actually the follow. There's in the other replay interface, you can click the buttons, and you can actually. Oh, I see. Because yeah, because StarDust and Hyun are not actually 1 and 2. They're 4 and 7. So if we wanted, we could follow. Like I think he's actually a caster, so we could follow what his vision was, and he's so exactly what he was doing in the tournament. But I'm not sure how helpful that is because. Damn, he's actually going around fast. That's making me a little sick. Alright, let's not do that anymore. We do have the gateways coming on. So if we have a look at 4, he's doing a bit of attack. And yes, Hyun has not seen the 7 gateways coming down, but he does see a bunch of stalkers, so he must know that something's going on. He's going to pull back. And yeah, let's I've lost my tabs. How do I get my tabs back? Oh, this is not good. I've got this back, but I've lost this thing. Whatever, we'll just have to deal without it for now. We can assume that the income is you know, fairly good, so that should be fine. These guys are going to go in. There's quite a lot of forces there from the Protoss player, but the Zerg is on 3 bases. He's still getting out a fairly large amount of roaches, so it looks like there's a possibility he may be able to push this off. But the Protoss continuing to get in all those reinforcements. But, I mean, the timing window may have passed for this Protoss player, for him to go in with that 7 gate. I really think it may have passed. It was a good plan. But, yes, he got completely wiped out there. He's got to warp in some more forces. But I think at this point, that 7 gate timing push is going to be pretty much over. He needs to get a 3rd expansion ASAP. If he's got any chance of staying in this game. Because right now, if he just keeps warping in forces, he is going to eventually just get overwhelmed by the Zerg's superior economy. There we go, they're just sniping off pylons right now. He's got another pylon up here. And what have we got going on in the main base? Not a whole lot. He's stopped building units. He's not really building workers either, so he's got to be thinking about a 3rd base coming up. He's sending out these forces, but these are not going to be anywhere near enough anymore. The Ling's got to come out, but yeah, just Lings and versus these guys, not going to work. But he's got the roaches, and with these 2, I think he should be able to wipe them apart. He does have the early upgrades. This must be off the Forge Fast Expand. What do we got going on down here? It's an Overseer, just scouting around. So he's going to see the gateways, but I'm guessing he guessed that they were already there. There's one Changeling getting dropped off. He's going to see how long that guy can last. These guys are going to start knocking down these rocks. So yes, he's going to start moving on the 3rd base. So what do we got down here? This is going to be another Robo Bay, I think. Or it might be a Twilight Council, one or the other. But he's getting some more buildings, and that's exactly what he needs to do. Yeah. Really needs this 3rd base. It may be too late, however, because the Zerg player, man, if he's looking at he's looking like he's got a very large army, like 20 supply above the Protoss player, perhaps. Here we go, these guys are going to come out. They're going to start taking these rocks down. The Zerg checking for a 3rd here. He doesn't see it. And he knows there isn't one there, so he knows that the Protoss player, man, is getting completely screwed. And getting a force field down, but the Lings are already through. They're going to start hacking all of these guys around. He's popping in 2 Zealots, so that should be enough to take care of them. These guys getting a bit of a bruising and then running away. He doesn't have any Immortals, but he does have these guys up the top half. The Roaches, meanwhile, going to go around and they're going to take down these rocks, and that is going to be very bad for the Protoss player. Is he going to take him down? Yes, there he... Oh, I don't know. He's playing to and fro with the Protoss player, but surely it can't help to just take down these rocks, even if he doesn't go in there, because, I mean, why not? And meanwhile, he's getting a 4th base, and it really is not looking that good for the Protoss player right now. Economically, he's just so far behind. In terms of the workers, is about 28 down. And these Roaches, man, just going in, getting some nice force fields. But he's got to pull back. And then these guys are going to be out of the way. But the Roaches not really falling into the trap. They're getting a few of them down there. But they're also going to be hitting this expansion, which is not even built. So we can cancel that at any time. He's got 1 Immortal out. and he's going to be able to do a fair amount of damage. This might be enough to see all these roaches off, but he does cancel that at the very last second, so excellent stuff there, keeping the roaches on it at the very last second. And these forces aren't going to get chased away, but this is a open highway right now, and there's still a gap over there, so he's got to be constantly on the awareness for forces going in there. And yeah, Hyun is looking very, very solid in this game so far. We can see he's getting more roaches out, he's getting some vipers out as well. We're going to be putting down the cloud, I assume. I don't know if they're going to be yanking immortals, but almost certainly pulling down the cloud. And look at this army, man. 183 over 112. We look at the armed forces. That is just active forces. Where's the army? Where's the army? Oh, I missed that other thing down the bottom. Oh, crap. Actually, I don't know. Whatever. We're not seeing it, but you can figure it out there. That is 120 army versus basic arithmetic, whatever 126 minus 52 is. Anyway, the Zerg player is in the lead by quite a bit, and that is going to be awesome. The Protoss player, he's got the upgrade advantage right here, but in terms of the army, man, he is just getting overwhelmed, and the Zerg can just keep hammering and hammering and hammering him. He hasn't built up a third base at the moment, and I'm not sure if he would have any chance of winning even if he did, because right now he is pretty much screwed. He's not... The Protoss has the upgrade advantage, but that's pretty much the only advantage he does have. And I don't think it's going to be enough to win him the game. Here we go, a beautiful flank from the Zerg player. Trying to put some force fields up on the backside. He's doing some good damage on the Zerg player. Really whittling down the Zerg numbers. And keeping these roaches out is just absolutely fantastic, because that flank would have absolutely owned him. But your force field use, man, I may have spoke too soon. Those force fields may have kept the Protoss player in the game, but all of the beautiful force field use is not going to help him if he does not get an expansion down. Either he needs to get an expansion, or he needs to go ahead and start wiping out Zerg expansions. But so far, the Zerg economy, I mean, look at that. Look at how fast he built up his units again. He's already maxed out, and he just lost most of his army. So I don't think the Protoss can win this. I really don't. He needs to get this third base up. There he goes, getting it up there. With the Zerg pushing him back. Look at these roaches, and this is a horrible place for the Protoss to be fighting, because it's so hard to get a wall around this big open area. You can see the roaches going in there. They're still managing to attack. He cannot completely wall this off. The force field's going down, and the roaches move in for the kill. He's getting a beautiful flank off on all sides, and this is just death for StarDust, man. It was just the wrong place to get into an engagement. He didn't really have a choice about that. He was trying to move back, and the roaches just pounced on him. But there we go. There is the GG, and Hyun coming back and taking out game number 2 against StarDust. So StarDust getting in there, doing some great stuff, doing some great force field work once again, like he did in game 1. But I mean, the economy, the macro of Hyun is just completely out of this world, man. He had 4 bases. He did a great job of keeping StarDust third base down, but StarDust was pretty. I got to say, he's pretty late in getting his third base in the first place, and yeah, that really did not help him any. And when he finally got it up, the Zerg came in with a bunch of roaches. I think he had the superior army even back then, but yeah, he took out the expansion, did some nice damage, and from then on, as soon as he got the 4th base, he was just getting a stupidly large amount of income, and the Protoss only managed to stay in the game as long as he could, as long as he did, by some excellent force field use. But eventually he just got wiped out. He engaged at the wrong place, and he just didn't have the he didn't have the right location. I mean, this attacking tactic in this area, you cannot force field a wall to keep the roaches out. You just cannot. He was up here, and he did a nice... I think he was up here? Yeah, he was up here. He put a nice force field down there, and he put a nice force field down here, and they managed to come out of that mostly unscathed, killing a ton of Zerg forces, but the Zerg just re-macroed up to full in like 2 seconds flat, and that is the power of crazy Zerg economy, crazy Zerg macro. So there we go. Congratulations to Hyun. And he really came back here and did some awesome damage through economy. So we're going to have to go into game number 3, the ace match for this quarterfinal, and we'll see who is going to move on to the grand final. And yeah, I don't know. There's 2 Terrans and a Zerg in the grand final so far. So we probably should have a Protoss in there somewhere. And because 3 Zergs, no, sorry, not 3 Zergs, but 2 Zergs, 2 Terrans in the grand final. Man, we've already seen 3 TVZ matchups so far, and if all we see in the grand final is going to be TVZ, man, then yeah, I don't know. It's but anyway, we'll see what happens. We'll see how it goes going on. So thank you very much for watching this, guys, and I'll catch you in the 3rd game between Hyun and who's the other guy? Hyun and StarDust, to see who makes it to the semi-finals of the DreamHack Open Summer. Thank you very much. I'll catch you guys next.